Hey, I'm Tim Cummins and welcome back to UT, University of Tim, where we're talking about our e-learning seminars here with Whirlwind Missions. I want to talk to you a little bit more about disciplining children. One of the other main rules that we talk about with kids is work first, play later. Now, one of the main things that we do in an after-school program is work on schoolwork, right? Now, depending on how many volunteers you have, if you don't have many volunteers, and one thing you've always got to remember is the 2-adult rule. Now, most of you probably have background checks. You should have background checks with all of your partners to make sure that everybody is kept accountable. But you never want to have just one adult alone with a kid in one room by themselves. It's just, you just never do that. Background checks are a big help, but they are not the solution, because if they've never been caught, then how are you gonna know, right? So you've got to make sure that you're always having 2 adults in every classroom, right? If it turns out that you don't have a lot of help, or maybe you've got you and another partner, then I would say that for the after-school program, you should stick with just elementary kids, right? And if it turns out that they've got 20 or 30 of them, then you may just say, okay, well, we're just going to help the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd graders, and on the other day we can help the 3rd and 4th graders or something, or 4th and 5th graders. That's one way to keep the numbers down. If you have limited number of volunteers, you can change different days to have different kids groups come in. Or you can just say, we're just going to have the very youngest ones come. You know, again, it's sad that we can't help everybody, but that's just the way it is, and so that's just the way it is. So when they first come in, you can say, listen, we're going to get we've got some treats for you, but first you got to get your homework done. And what I have seen is that you can get all the kids together that are in the same grade in one spot, so you can end up helping 4 or 5 kids at once. You can also get some of the older kids to come over there and help some of the younger kids, which teaches the older kids that they need to be helpers too, and that's not just always a receptive thing from the mission, but you're also being proactive and you're also helping people. I think it's very important to instill in these children. But they're not allowed to do anything fun like get a snack or play games until they've got all of their homework done. Now, I do use video games at the missions. Not everybody likes video games. I don't think they're bad, especially the ones that aren't too violent. The driving games and stuff are pretty good. I think the Mario Brother games are pretty good. I use Nintendo 64, even though that's getting kind of an older system now. It's harder to track down. But you can still find them on Amazon.com. The reason I use Nintendo 64 is because they're nearly indestructible, as opposed to when you use like PlayStation 2s or Xbox, stuff like that. My kids at my mission, I have what I call Mission Tough. And Xbox games are not mission tough. Within a week, those games will be destroyed because they're so scratched up. And you say, well, Tim, I mean, they're for them. Why would they just mess up their own stuff? Well, that's just the way it is. Plus, they also get stolen. So if you can use Nintendo 64, they tend to hang in there the best. And like I said, the kids like the Mario stuff. The girls tend to like crafts. That's always good. Anything they can make that's going to be pretty, they're going to like that. They like sidewalk chalk. So craft type of stuff can be cheap too. You can do beads and things. You can get at Walmart big boxes of beads. Of course, you can get stuff from like arts and craft stores like Michael's has a lot of things like that. And there are other places that handle craft stuff that you don't have to have a lot of money, or just doing markers and crayons and doing stuff. On our website at whirlwindmissions.org, if you click on the training page, you'll also see craft links where you can download those for free and have coloring things and stuff that'll help people. But all that stuff is to have a fun time with the kids. If you remember, one of the things in dealing with management is we're always talking about leverage, and that's the same for kids too. You know, when you want to tell a Bible study, you make sure that everybody hears the Bible study before you give out the candy and the goodies. If you want to make sure that they're good, that you say, hey, you got, you know, once you've helped clean up And I'm big into having the kids help with that sort of stuff too. Then we have the donuts or something like that. So you're always trying to do a reward system because it's all about leverage. For instance, if you wanted to tell the Christmas story, you don't say we're going to give out gifts and then we're going to tell the Christmas story. You say we're going to have the Christmas story and then we're going to give out gifts, and so you better listen real carefully or you're not going to get a gift. Now that sounds bad, but that's something that kids understand real well. And what we're about here at UT is telling you stuff that actually works in the field, not something that I've read in some book, but something that I've actually seen in practice for years, right? Isn't that why you're here? Speed feed, man. We're just talking about getting some real quick information. We're going to talk a little bit more in the next section about training on how to track data and my ideas on that. So thanks for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next section.